Hi, I'm Montie Twining, co-founder here at Roost and Root and product designer. And I wanted to walk you through the new Backyard Coop using the design software that we use to both design and build your chicken coop. Okay, the Backyard Chicken Coop, like all of our coops, has three distinct spaces in it that every properly designed chicken coop should have. It's going to be comprised of a run space, an egg box space, and the roosting space. And this is another coop that's in our compact coop series. These are a new series of coops that we've introduced here in 2024 that we wanted to be able to make available for a lesser price. They're compact and they are very efficient in terms of how they use materials. And this is a video on the Backyard Coop, and we'll dive into those spaces and whether you get kind of the XL version that has this sunroom area or the standard version, a lot of it's the same. So the next area to dive into in a chicken coop is going to be the egg box. The egg box on the Backyard Coop, whether you get the XL or the standard coop, is really the same base coop. The egg box is suitable for up to 8 birds over the course of the day. It'll hold pretty easily 3 or 4 birds at a time. They're going to enter in through this egg-shaped hole that's off of the roosting area. And they'll get into this egg box and they'll find their way in there. Probably, I would say we've seen 3 birds easily in this egg box at a time. We put 2 doors in it so that you didn't have to have a 4-foot long arm to get one egg that's in the corner. But it is one continuous egg box space. And birds will take turns in an egg box space. I think most chickens, probably by around lunchtime, are kind of done laying eggs. They'll get in there. Maybe they spend a half an hour or an hour in there at a time, and they'll just take turns. The birds are able to kind of put off laying an egg until there's space for them to get into the egg box. But daily, you're going to walk up to this coop, open these doors, and get the loot that your chickens have laid for you. And you can do that once a day, or if you wanted to take longer than once a day, as long as it's not overly hot outside, you can collect eggs every couple of days. The roost space, which is where your chickens are going to spend the night in these backyard coops, has a double set of roost bars, and they're kind of offset so that the birds can jump up and hop up from the ground and get to them. I mean, they have wings. And they provide about 8 inches of space per bird in a double row of them. These roost bars are spaced apart in such a way that the chickens can either face each other or not, and they're far enough off the sidewalls. But it's a pretty protected area. Obviously, they're protected above by the roof. We have solid sidewalls in our roosts. The roost bars in our coops, we make octagonal. That fits the feet of a chicken really good. The feet of a chicken are kind of jointed in a way that they wrap around an octagonal roost bar in a really natural way. And that gets them good grip for being able to hunker down over the top of their feet if the weather gets cold and keep their feet warm. That's something that a chicken needs to be able to do, is keep their feet warm. And these roost bars are also located high enough up that the chickens prefer to be on them at nighttime instead of in the egg box. So they're elevated a little bit to entice the chickens to be out on them and be able to sleep on them. The chickens kind of poop all throughout the night, and the way that our coops are designed and the way these roost bars are positioned is the poop can just land on the ground and you don't have to mess with poop trays. The ground, again, decomposes the poop and you can kind of rake it out periodically. We do give a large door for access to the roost in the event that you needed to be able to grab a bird. Birds just generally stick around the coop. And as long as there's food and water in this coop, after about 3 weeks, these birds are going to come back to the coop to spend the night every night. And they won't wander off more than about 50, maybe 100 feet from the coop during the daytime. And they certainly aren't motivated to leave the safety of this roost area and a water and feed supply. So the next thing to discuss is kind of the sheltering concept of these coops. It's impossible to overstate that chickens are much less heat tolerant than they are cold hardy. When a chicken gets cold, it's got to be like sub-zero for extended periods of time. Chickens with their feathers can stay warm very, very easily, even into the teens and single digits. And unless you live somewhere where it's below zero 2 or 3 weeks out of the year consistently, or you're accumulating a lot of snow, you're going to want to leave our coop in the way that it comes, which is, just open and ventilated. Chickens need the ventilation for respiratory reasons. And whether you get the XL model or whether you get the standard model of this coop, it's set up to be very well ventilated. One of the nice things about our coops, and a big part of the design, is they're designed to be convertible from cold and snowy conditions to warm conditions pretty easily by the addition of these storm panels that we build. So we custom cut these storm panels. They don't fit perfectly tight because we still want to get a little bit of airflow going around the coop. But what they'll do is they'll keep out those sub-zero winds and wind-driven snow from in the coop if you do live someplace where it's super cold. Down below in these toggles on this website, you've got a section called the climate considerations, where we've got a detailed chart that shows how this would work in your area. But it allows you to, let's say, when it's getting colder at night, you can leave these panels off of the run area and leave them just on the roost area, so that your birds are protected at night. But maybe in the daytime, you can button your coop up, and you can put the storm panels on only one section of it. It's just really convenient. They attach and detach using these 3D printed clip systems that we've engineered, that are completely unique, and they stay on the coop really firm. And that makes these coops all season, all weather coops, kind of regardless of where you live in the United States. Okay, the last part of this video is to go over some of the accessories that we've built into being available for the backyard coop. We kind of sell our chicken coops sort of Chinese menu style, because not everybody wants everything, and we're trying to keep the prices down to the most modest level that we can in its standard form. By far, the most popular accessories that we sell are our waters and feeders. Our waters are designed to have a heater built into them, or put into them if you live someplace optionally cold. And they come standard with these standard poultry nipples, and they're available with a freeze guard poultry nipple. And these poultry nipples, whether you get the standard or the freeze guard, they're really convenient because the chickens don't poop in their water. The water's overhead. The chickens reach up, they peck at these nipples, and they can get water that way. The water supply in these coops is kind of set up for a long weekend. So if you fill up this coop with the 8 total chickens, you probably get like 4 days worth of water out of this. And so if you're gone for a long weekend or whatever, you can just lock up your birds and go on your trip. Our feeders are also really popular. These are what we call our easy fill feeders too. They're also no poop because they're vertical. The chickens don't poop in their food. They're gravity feeders, meaning that they have a chute that drops feed into a tray, and then the chickens peck the food out. And as the food gets pecked out, the feeders drop more food into the feeder. They also hold about a 4-day supply. They might clog now and then if there's so much humidity in the air, but if you shake them, they can come out. And then this bezel comes out here, so that if you want to be able to get the feeder out and clean it, you can kind of just take the whole feeder out and clean it. Kind of as an homage to our old backyard coop, having a little garden area, we do offer some boards here that you can buy for a modest price, that you can create a little herb garden and some pots or something on the side of the coop if you wanted to do that. The other thing that we offer on the XL model, and it's something that on our old backyard coop people wanted, but the design just didn't accommodate it, is a shade structure over the extension area. The shade structure is going to keep some rain out. It's not designed to keep it perfectly dry. But it is definitely going to keep some of the rain out. It would clearly keep some snow out, and it also provides some additional shade in this extended area on the coop. Because it is sort of for shade, and we're not trying to block out all the light, we make it out of a smoked polycarbonate roofing material. And as an option on the main coop, it comes standard with a PVC roof, which is perfectly fine. It's much more opaque, but we also offer this kind of fun smoked matched roof on the main coop that lets in a little bit of light, and it's made out of polycarbonate, and polycarbonate is literally what they make bulletproof glass out of. So it's really tough. The other option that we offer on these coops is this dust bathing box. Some people buy it and put flowers in it, but we originally conceived of it as being like a dust bathing box that you could fill with either some sandy loam or some sand, and the chickens will go in and they'll kind of roll in it and clean their feathers off using kind of the sand or the dust. The other thing is you can put an egg box liner. We do recommend some sort of a liner in the egg boxes. We make our egg boxes with a wire bottom in them in case an egg gets broken, that you can wash them out pretty easily. But we do build a liner, make a liner for this egg box that perfectly fits, that's made out of a nesting material that you can purchase as an option also if you wanted to get a liner for the egg box. I hope that helps you understand the design idea behind the Backyard Chicken Coops, and I hope we have you as a customer. Thank you.